Okay, in this video we will see how switch case works in Java. So switch case is actually useful to control the execution. Let's see how switch case works. In the left side picture you are seeing a simple switch case structure. Here we have an expression, so the expression can evaluate to either true or the expression here evaluates to an integer number, so the number is matched against all the case structure. So the case structure is formed by a keyword case. So after the case there is a label A1, A2, A3. So the program flow occurs like this. First it comes to the switch statement, then it looks at the expression. The expression, as already told, is an integer or a number simply. Since I'm saying it's a number, it can be a character. A character can be translated into an ASCII equivalent, then there is a relevant number to that. So it can be either the expression can come out as a number or it can come out as a character. So inside the parenthesis we are seeing 3 cases here, so you can actually put a number of cases. So the cases are here shown as a capital letter. Actually it should be in a smaller letter case. So CASE, C is a smaller case, then after a blank space there will be a label. So that label can be a number or it can be a character. After that you can place one or more statements terminated by a break statement. Each case has a break statement. That's all. So for example here, if expression evaluates to a number, that number is matched against A1, A2, A3. So if there is a match, then the particular block get executed. So it's a decision making structure like if statement. So unlike if statement, here the expression evaluates to a number or a character. That's the only difference. Okay, let's see this with an example. Here in the left side we are seeing an example. First we are printing a print line statement in the console window and asking the user to enter a number between 1 to 20. Then we are using the scanner utility class and we are passing a System.in, that means the console window stream, we are passing it as a parameter. So after that we are making call to nextInt, that means in the console window we will be actually waiting for the user input. So if a user puts a number, say for example if they type 5 and hit enter, the nextInt will collect that number and that will place that in integer variable x. So now comes the switch statement. Here the value x is evaluated to an integer number, then the case labels are 5, 10, 15. So whenever we see a user enters a number called 5, then we are printing that as in the console window and we are printing it as the number is 5. So we are doing that for other 2 label constant 10 and 15. So we will see this with an example. So here is our first example. So as already explained in the slide, first we are getting the user input from scanner class, then we are storing that in an integer variable called x, then we are matching that with the case labels, then printing a relevant message. Let us execute this and see how it works. So see, this particular message is displayed in the console window. So let me put a value here. So first let me type 5, then I am hitting enter here, and if you see, it is displaying a message called the number is 5. So let me execute it once again, this time. Okay, let's make a correction next. Let me put 10 and it will show the number is 10. So here it should be 15. So if I put 15, it will show 15. So that's all here. So if you see here we kept only 3 case labels, 5, 10, 15. Even though user can enter a number between 1 to 20, we just matching it against only 3 numbers. So if I put 4, nothing happens. So there is no match on this case. So the flow comes out without executing any single statement in the switch. Alright, so before we move to the next slide, here if you see, the break is actually a important keyword. In each case we need to place that break keyword. For example, let's see what happens if I remove this particular break. So I'm saving it. Now let us run. This time I will put 15 and you won't see any difference. It shows the number is 15. But what happens if I put 5? So since there is no break on case label 5, it comes to case 10 and it executes that as well. So it won't actually match the variable once again with the case 10, since a match already occurred with case 5 and there is no break statement. It prints both the number. So if you see, the number is 5 and number is 10. So that's why a break is required. So if I cut down this particular break at case label 10, and if I user enters 5, then it will print all 3 case labels. So that's the importance of break. Okay, slide. Okay, now in the demo we saw the previous case structure just dealt with 3 labels only, 5, 10 and 15. So if a user enters a number other than these 3 numbers, 5, 10 or 15, then our case structure is not doing anything. So we saw that it did nothing when we typed value 3, I guess, or maybe a number other than 5, 10, 15. So here is the, to tackle that situation, there is a case label called default. That means when there is no match in the switch cases, then the default will get executed. So let's see this with a second example. Here we are asking the user to enter a number between 1 to 5. Like a previous example, we are using the scanner class from java.util namespace. Then we are reading the integer from the user. If user enters a number between 1 to 5, then that gets stored in variable x, and then we have case label matching for all the possible numbers between 1 to 5. So in our input we asked the user to enter a number between 1 to 5. So if they enter any number between 1 to 5, then the system will display number spelled out. For example, if a user enters 3, the number in the console window, then in the output they can see the number 3 is spelled out as TH or EE. So if they enter a number other than 1 to 5, then the control flows to default and it prints number not in range. Since default is the last case structure here, we no need to break it. So this rule is not only applicable for default. Suppose if we don't have default here, and if we have only the case label 1 to 5, then for the last case we don't need any break statement. Why? Because anyhow that's the last statement, and when a match occurs it comes to the case 5, then it prints 5. After that anyhow it will come out of the switch case structure. So in that case we don't need any break. Okay, now we will execute this in Eclipse and see how it works. Here is our second example. So as already explained in the slide, we are asking the user to enter a number between 1 to 5. Then using the scanner utility we are reading that into a variable called x. After that we have 5 case structure with a default one. So let's execute this. So I'm double clicking here so that you can see the output here in the console output window. Now let me put a number called 3. You can see that get displayed in the console window. So we put a number other than 1 to 5. So let me keep something out of range, 8. So we'll get number not in range. That means it goes to the default and it executes that. So sometimes we can match the expression with more than one case body. Say for example, if the expression evaluates to 1, 2, 3, then we want to execute same case block. So in that case we can match 3 or more labels with one expression. In the left side example, if you see, when expression evaluates to A1 or A2, so definitely expression will evaluate to a number, and if that number is A1 or A2, then we will be executing the same case structure. If the number is A3, then we will be executing the second case structure. So we are not limited to form case structure to only 2 when we are combining here like A1 and A2. You can place n number of matches and provide the same body to all those. So we will see this with an example in Java. So here is the example. This is our last example. Here we are asking the user to enter a number between 1 to 10. So like previous example, we are using the scanner class and reading the input into a variable called x. So there are 5 case labels here. So when user inputs 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, then we will be executing the same body. So the expression x will be evaluated. Then if x comes out as a number between 1 to 5, then we will be executing the same body. So if you see each case label is given here, then for example here we have given case 1 colon, then there is no body. After that we specified case 2, then specified case 3, 4, 5. After that we provided a body with a break at the end. Similarly, we are combining the case labels, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 under a single body. Finally we have a default body also. Let's see what happens when we execute it. So first let me put a number 2. It says number is between 1 to 5, and let me put one more number which falls within 1 to 5. So if you see the first body get executed, now we will execute again, and this time we will put a number within the range to execute the second body. So I'm hitting enter, so it prints 6 to 10. So now this time I'm giving a number which doesn't fall between 1 to 10. So now this goes to the default part of the case structure. So that's all about the case structure here. We have seen our last example. So that's all. Thanks for watching. If you like the channel, click the subscribe button at the end of below this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.